telling you welcome and good afternoon to this unique event, the first online press conference with the ambassadors of La Liga Santander. The occasion is very special. Football is back, La Liga is back. And first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Ines Romera. I am part of the communication team of La Liga, and it's a pleasure for me to be today with you. We have media from Africa, from Europe, from Asia, from United States. So thank you very much for your patience and for joining today. And sorry for my English. I will try to do my best. So I'm Spanish, so I will try. Now, I'm going to introduce you as well to the special lineup that we have today, the ambassadors of La Liga Santander. Let me check if they are all together there. Luis Garcia, hello. Hola.
How are you doing, Ines?
Gaizka Mendieta, hola.
Hola, hello. Welcome, everyone.
Frédéric Kanouté, comment ça va?
Oui, ça va, merci. Hello, everyone.
McManaman, hi.
Hello, how are you?
Diego Forlan, hola.
Hello, how are you?
Fernando Sanz, our Director of International Institutional Relations and Sport Projects of La Liga, hola.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, everyone.
Well, we are waiting Christian Karembeu. He had some troubles for connecting, but we hope he can join.
He's always late, don't worry about him.
Okay, so he's always late. So, okay, we will have a bit of patience with him. We hope he can join. So before we start, let me confirm the journalists that we will send you after this press conference a video with the highlights. Okay, so no worries if you cannot record it, because we will send you the video with the highlights. Cristian, te veo.
Finally.
Yay!
Applauso infinito.
Okay.
As always, Mr. Karembeu.
Cristian, let us check if we can hear you. Hola, ¿nos escuchas y nos ves?
No.
That's too much. We can see him, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I hope we can see him.
At least he's here. He's there.
As I mentioned, we will send to you the video of the highlights. And in case you have any question for the ambassadors of La Liga Santander, you can use the chat. You can choose the option question and you can send it, and we will try to ask the ambassadors. Sorry, because there are so many journalists. We are not going to be able to ask all the questions, but we will try. I swear, we will try. So let's start. Fernando Sanz, the returns of La Liga take place thanks to the great effort that La Liga and its clubs and players are doing. We are working on a strict return training protocol. What do you think? What do you make of the journey that we have made to get where we are today? It was not easy, but we made it.
Of course, yes. No, La Liga worked very, very hard in a protocol, a strict protocol that the clubs, players, everyone are followed very in professional way. So thanks to that protocol, thanks to that way, thanks to the very hard work of La Liga clubs and players, 11 of June, La Liga come back. And this is the very good news. This is the very good, offer for our fans, because at the end of the day, the fans are very excited to see again La Liga in all the worldwide.
It's totally true. Gaizka Mendieta, we have mentioned, we were talking always that football is entertainment. Football is entertainment for the whole family, but it's as well an industry. We are all very happy of the return of La Liga because it's positive for everyone, right?
Yes, indeed, because like you say, it's not only about the football, about the entertainment industry and how much we love football to be back, but it's also an industry that creates so many jobs for so many people. So a lot of people tap into the jobs. It's also an important revenue for the country that puts so much money into the government. So it's good news in many fields.
Yeah, true. Christian, let's try. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, we can hear you. We all know that football is a great entertainment for everyone. We all have missed football, right? What about you? You were missing football, right?
Of course, I think that it's a great feeling to see La Liga back, and of course, every first move from street to start. La Bundesliga has showed already some results. Now La Liga is trying to do so, and finally I think that the expectation will be more than we think or we thought, because
I think we have some technical problems with Christian. We cannot hear him very well. He was explaining that yeah, he was missing football. Bundesliga is back. We have been watching Bundesliga matches now. Finally, we're really happy of having the Liga matches that we can watch everyone. I think a former football player missed football totally. Let's go with Mendieta, with Diego Forlan. Diego, estás por ahí, ¿no? Diego, for an elite athlete, a long break like this is complicated, right? The ways to make a break. I mean, players have been training at home. It's not easy, but they need it.
Yeah, of course. Nowadays, everybody's professional. Everybody knows what to do, and there's information and the technology help you. And many of them, of course, some of them is difficult because they don't have space and they live in apartments, so it was difficult for them to train, but they try to do their best. And now coming back and having a little bit of time to train and to get the condition back it's helpful for every player. So at the beginning maybe it's going to be difficult, it's going to be some sore legs, and hopefully there's no many injuries, but it's going to be tough for everybody to start the rhythm again. But at least everybody is in the same position, and everybody is going to start at the same point. It's not like when you come from a pre-season and some of them you have many other games and you got the rhythm quickly. In this case, it's going to be all beginning at the same point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's not going to be easy, but yeah, they are all at the same point. Stick McManaman, the rest of the season will be played behind doors. I don't know if you have played before like that. I think we will all miss the atmosphere and the fans' support inside the stadiums, but I think it's also nice and encouraging to think that all the fans will be together from home, right? That is something nice as well.
Yeah, it's nice. In an ideal world, of course, we'd love all the fans to be back. We're all football fans ourselves. And we know that certainly if you're the home team, it's very important to have the atmosphere, to have the home side behind you, cheering for you. But of course, because of the circumstances, it's not allowed. So you just hope that the people will watch from home. All the games will be on the television, and you can support from home. The main thing is to try and get this finished, and then hopefully when the new season starts again, if this pandemic keeps going the way it's going and starts to peter out, hopefully when the new season starts, we might be able to get fans back into the stadium slowly but surely. But I think at this moment in time, the most important thing is to start playing the football matches, and if protocols dictate that we have to play behind closed doors, so be it. It's going to happen all over Europe when the league starts. And the main thing is getting football back for the fans, for the people who want to watch it on the telly, for our own mental health and our own mental strength, and we can start again. Yeah,
that is the main point. It's true. Frédéric Kanouté, there will be no fans at the stadium, but thanks to the innovation, so most part of the fans will be at home. We have all our fans together at home now. So some of them, they're not going to be at the stadium, but thanks to the innovation of broadcasting, watching matches now is like being almost in stadium. It's something that has changed a lot. So it's almost like being on the field, right? Do you enjoy watching matches from home?
Yeah, I mean, it's true that if there are no supporters, it's a bit difficult to enjoy a game at home with no atmosphere and the fans cheering for their team. But I definitely think that now with the technology that we have in our hand, we can do some very positive things to make to make the atmosphere a little bit more similar to like if it was at the stadium. So La Liga has prepared something very original. So I'm sure we're going to enjoy, even from home, we're going to enjoy the games even like if we were at the stadium. So I think that's very positive for the fans.
Yeah, I think it's a new situation that we have all to adapt to it, but it will be good. We will try. Now, we're going to ask you everyone a quick round of questions. So everyone has to answer the same question. So what have you learned during this quarantine, during this lockdown? I mean, I don't know if you have been cooking or playing esports or playing football or you discover a new sport. So, Christian Karembeu, what have you learned during the lockdown? I don't know if he can hear me or we can hear him.
I say that I've been babysitting. I have 2 kids, so very young kids. So I was like wanting to be a father again, because I was always far away. So.
Okay.
Yes,
We cannot hear Karembeu very good, but he said he was with the kids. That usually he has to be far away from home. So I think he has been doing teacher and playing with the kids. Fernando Sanz, what have you learned during the quarantine?
Me, principal be with my family, because at the end of the day, as director ambassador and as ambassador of LaLiga all the time, we are traveling all the worldwide, no? So be in my house for more than 2 months and a half, almost 3 months, exactly, because I lose the time has been in my house. So I think it's being in my house, cooking, watching movies, read books. I don't know, because these things that the normal people, I don't know normal people, but the people doing in his houses, because our job is being at planes, being in different countries, being in different events. So being in my house is very strange for us.
Mendieta, same question.
Yes, similar answer. We're always traveling around the world with La Liga, so being at home for 2 months and a half in a way is great. We spend time with family, plenty of time to do exercise, kind of get a routine. Of course, cooking, doing jobs around the house, in the garden. Sometimes it's not that funny, but we have to do certain things that normally we don't do. So I think appreciating that and enjoying it what we can, and looking forward back to traveling soon, hopefully.
McManaman, a different answer, please.
Different answer. Well, I've certainly missed Christian Karembeu. I've cried many days because I haven't seen Karembeu, but I'm all right now because I can see him on the screen. But a bit like all of the boys, I've had since the lockdown in England. It's been a different type of lockdown in England, and I've had many people living with me during the lockdown, and I've had 11 people staying here, and I've had 6 children. And 6 young children, and all they do is break things. So all I've done is fix things, tidy up after them. So I actually cannot wait until football starts so I can leave the house.
Diego Forlan, same question. What have you learned? What have you been doing?
Well, luckily for us, we didn't have a lockdown. We have everything was, it's a small country, and everything, the government and the people, they do things properly. So we stay at home, but because everybody wants, just to keep all the contagious down. But I went back to the kindergarten because I have 3 kids, and my wife started a kindergarten with them. So I'm the guy who is filming, and sometimes they let me participate.
Frédéric Kanouté?
Patience, try to improve my patience because it's not easy to stay at home all this time. We're not used to that. Also, I learned to organize my time a bit better because obviously when you have like your full day at home, you need to organize your time, you need to know what you're going to do at what time. So obviously I had to split my time between reading, between spending time with my kids, lots of interesting things I've done with my kids. So reconnect with the family, that was really positive.
Very nice. By the way, I think Fernando and Luis and Steve, I guess you are in Spain. Diego, not in Spain, right, Diego?
No, you're right.
Where are you? Far away?
Far away, yeah. So, things are going well. And so this country here in the region is one of the best, luckily. So we are really happy that we can do our life with precautions and taking care of everything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The last question, quick. Which of the remaining games do you most want to watch? Venga, empezamos. Fernando Sanz, let's start.
So for me, Sevilla, Betis, because it's the first one, and we are all very excited to see again LaLiga, to see again the ball, to see again the football players, to try to reach the normal life that we are having before. So I think the first one, because it's the first one of the new life and the new LaLiga.
Okay, Mendieta, quick. Which match?
Me, I think there's one coming, a big one. It's always a big game. Valencia, Real Madrid. Always looking forward to this kind of games.
Okay, Diego.
I like to watch. Every game is really good. Some of them playing for the relegation zone, which is very tight. Also, the ones from Barcelona and Real Madrid fighting for the title, and then the Champions League places. Those two places as well, they are very tight, and the two teams that I play, Atletico Madrid and Villarreal, they are going to be fighting for that, so it's going to be interesting to watch those games.
Steve McManaman.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, like Fernando says, all the games starting. That's the most exciting thing for me. Of course, I follow Real Madrid, and I'm looking forward to seeing any Real Madrid games. It's interesting to see, Eden Hazard will be back fit, Asensio will be back fit, so hopefully that'll give them an extra push to try and catch those 2 points on Barcelona at this moment. So hopefully Real Madrid can win the league.
Luis Garcia?
Oh, Ines, I thought you were a Real Madrid fan. You didn't ask me any questions. Yeah, I thought my background, I said, he doesn't want me to answer any questions because I'm a Real Madrid fan. So I appreciate you asking me that question. I want to see Atletico Madrid against Barcelona. The derbys are always nice, so looking forward to that game.
Christian, let's try to hear you.
As Fernando said, I think that Sevilla and Real Betis will be great to restart the La Liga, because it's going to be a derby and it's going to be full of expectation of that derby also.
Okay, Kanouté, I don't know if did I ask you the match?
No, not yet.
No, Kanouté.
Yeah, I don't force you.
No, please. Tell me one match.
No, but I mean, I'm sorry not to be very original, but it has to be Sevilla Betis. In my situation, there's no other game. This is the best derby ever. So yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting. I can't wait to watch this game.
Okay, thank you guys. Now let's go to the question from the journalist. As mentioned, I'm sorry if we cannot ask all of your questions, but we will try. We're receiving your question in our chat. So let's start. Lance from Brazil to Fernando Sanz. They would like to know about your expectations of the return of La Liga. Do you think the competition will resume slowly, similar to a pre-season, or the teams will return with a high intensity?
Very tough question, huh?
Difficult.
No, La Liga players understand the high levels of expectation and excitement of the worldwide fans, and they are working very hard to offer the best possible performance, no? But as you know, their training has been limited and small groups, and so they will need to few games to get back to previous levels of intensity. But we need to consider that everyone's safety. But I know the players are working very hard for the fans.
A question from Times of India, Diego Forlan. There will be new regulations in place, like no handshakes, hugging, high fives. How important is to train your mind to adjust to the changed circumstances? Oh, good question as well, yeah.
Well, it's not about football, it's about life. Everybody has to change all the things that it was usual for us. So we have to change those kind of things if we want to go back to our normal life, if you can say that way. So we want to start. We want to start to see the LaLiga. For us here, we want to start the league as well. So if we want to do that, we need to, respect the protocol and try to do the things that people and doctors and people who understand this knows it's better for us. So for our health. So it's good to respect that.
Yeah, I think everything is new for everyone. Yeah, we have all to work on that. Well, a question from Thailand to McManaman, Ari Magazine. As the season has to be completed within 5 or 6 weeks, so 11 months games, what will be the most effective strategy to complete it in a such tight schedule?
I think, as the boys have mentioned, the fact that having a sort of pre-season now, everybody's trying to get fit, everybody's trying to get up to speed. I think the fact that the games are going to come quick and fast over this short period of time, probably the teams with the best quality and the biggest squads will probably rise to the fore. I mean, we know that the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid and Atletico and Sevilla and whatnot have got the better teams. We know that, but I think people will get injured because of the tight schedule, and it's probably the teams who can change these players and bring the same quality of players in, and that's why it's very important to have all your players fit and well. And this break that we've all had now of 2.5 months will probably enable a lot of the players who were injured before and would have missed a normal season to get back fit. So it's probably helped a number of teams to get a lot of their better players back.
Yeah, absolutely. Luis Garcia, Bisrat Sport from Ethiopia. Without fans, do you think the clubs will lose the advantage of being local? That is a question that I think we have received from many media. So.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think that you lose a little bit, because it's not the same to go to the Bernabeu and hear the crowd pushing the team, or even go to Ipurua to a small game where you have all the supporters in front of you and pushing the home team. I think it's going to be a bit of change because of the crowd is not there, because of the team not being fit. The style of game have to be changed. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit weird, and playing at home or playing away, it's going to be a lot different. So the one who can stay fit there during the games is going to be the one who's going to get probably the 3 points.
A question from a Chinese media, PP Sports from Karembeu. Okay, we will try. If we have technical problems, we need a volunteer asking instead of Christian. Players haven't been playing nearly for 3 months. How will this affect their physical situation, Christian?
A coach of, I think is Diego Forlan is coach, so it's perfect for him.
But I can answer also, Fernando. No, the thing is, I think we need to deal with the medical staff first of all to understand which performances we can add in their daily training and practices, where therefore they can give or not to the high level situation. 3 months is too much. For sure that everyone have individually trained by themselves with the instruction of each therapist and each fitness coach. So I think that today I'm also daily entertaining with them. They are all ready and capable to play a game. As mentioned before, that they're going to be tired because they're going to play many games. We will see, but I think that somehow maybe by posing with the 3 months, maybe some of them will recover from their own injuries and become great performances when we ask them to do so.
Okay, thank you, Christian. We cannot hear perfectly, but I think we can understand. Luis Garcia, a question from the UK, Daily Mirror. They would like to know, how do you think LaLiga clubs will fare in the Champions League? And they were mentioning Bayern as a favorite.
Well, I guess at the moment maybe they say because Bundesliga started earlier than La Liga. But at the end, Champions League, we know that it's totally different competition. So the one who can rotate more their players, we go back again to the fitness levels. It's true that La Liga is going to start in 1 week time. The out in La Liga have doing so fantastic in La Liga and in the Champions League. And I'm sure that with that competition being so different, they're going to be fighting for those top positions and trying to go through to the next rounds. We've been seeing for many years La Liga that have been the European Championships in Europa League and Champions League in all. So at the end, it's about that. This year is going to be a bit different. We have to wait to see how they approach the new normality. But I'm sure that with the capacity, talent, and quality of the squads, fighting again for Champions League final.
Let me take Luis. I have another for you. This one from my sport, Myanmar. Will this situation, COVID-19, affect the transfers of the clubs?
Yeah, of course. At the end, the economy have had an amazing blow of transfer because the clubs haven't received money from different places. It's true that thanks to La Liga, that the clubs have been at the moment they are in top performance and economically safe. But it's true that probably we won't see in the next future or in the closer future this kind of transfer of 100 million, 150 millions for a player. At the end, the talent and the quality of the players are going to be on the top, and probably the ones who deserve because someone is there to pay for it. Yeah, we're going to see again maybe one or two, but not anymore those massive transfers are going to see in the next coming future.
Okay, we have a question for Kanouté, Les Infos du Maroc. What message would you like to send to La Liga fans in Morocco and in Africa with this return to action?
We all looking forward to this return, and I just like as a Liga ambassador and as someone who really believes in La Liga as being the best in the world, I can only encourage all of the African fans of La Liga to follow us, to follow the players on the 11th of June. And to just support their teams. I think that the TV production as well is going to be very exciting. So hopefully everybody is going to enjoy it. And that's it really.
There is another question for you, Kanouté from Kenya Capital. How do you think the fans abroad will receive the return of La Liga, seeing the stadiums without fans, like especially the African fans, that they are, I think, so happy always to be this nice atmosphere?
Yeah, I think as I said before, like with the technological improvement and so on, and with the really original ideas that La Liga came up with, I think it's going to be thrilling, interesting, and I think there will be like kind of a football before COVID-19 and after COVID-19 in a lot of ways, because I think we will have to be prepared for any kind of situation. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but I think all the leagues in the world, and especially La Liga, has to be prepared for this kind of situation. And hopefully, as long as the health conditions are gathered to maintain the security of the players and the fans and so on, this is the most important. And after that, as I said, the technological improvement will make these leagues very, very thrilling and interesting.
A question for Gaizka Mendieta, the UK Associated Press. They would like to know your opinion on La Liga's position within global football. La Liga is the best in the world, something like that.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Your opinion on La Liga's position within global football, where we are now.
It's easy, it's number one. So
no doubt.
It's definitely best league in the world with best players in the world. Very exciting league to watch. I think because also attracts so many players, like Kanouté was saying, from different parts of the world. It attracts the interest as a sport, as an industry, as an entertainment. So many international broadcasters showing La Liga around the world, and luckily, happily, it's back. We all from the 11th, we'll be enjoying again all those incredible players, the passion for football, the love for the clubs that everyone supports. So an international global brand more than just a league.
We have a question for you, Mendieta, as well, from the Netherlands. We are excited to see LaLiga starting again. Many Dutch eyes will be primed on Frenkie de Jong. So what do you guys expect from Frenkie de Jong in the matches to come? How can he be crucial factor for this title race?
Well, he's a very important player within the Barca team. I think, like many players these days, being at home, they've given them the time to analyze, to watch many games, to try to improve tactically and technically. And I'm sure De Jong is on the same, because especially for him, being new in the team, he requires time to settle into the team and to get to know the teammates. And I'm sure he's tried to improve that in order to come back even better than he was before.
This question is as well for Luis Garcia. This question about De Jong, that in the Netherlands they are excited to watch him, and they would like to know your opinion if he is going to be a crucial factor, what we expect from him.
Oh, definitely. As soon as he arrived to Barcelona, he adapted very well to the new club. Played the first parts of the season in a very high level. And the only thing that probably people was worried because he was changing different positions in the Barcelona team, and sometimes that could make you change the way you play. He was playing on a team the year before, doing an amazing job, but with a lot of freedom. And in Barcelona, probably they played with a different role, where you have to be more tactically well positioned, and for him a little bit more difficult to understand. But like Gaizka said, he adapted very well. He's going to need a little bit in this transition, but he's not doing so well. He's going to be one of those players where he's going to be key player in the next 5 to 10 years in Barcelona, because he's very young and he's already getting goals on the team.
Yeah, and this question was from NOS Sports from the Netherlands, I didn't mention. Steve McManaman, a question from Sport Desk, Thailand. What are you looking forward to seeing most when LaLiga restarts?
I'm looking forward just to seeing the quality of the players that are on show. We know how good these players are, we know how good they're playing, we know the fact that they're still in the Champions League, so you want to see what kind of form they're in. I'm also very interested to see who wins the league, of course, because it's very close at the moment, and who gets relegated, because everybody knows certain teams and certain individuals who play for the teams at the bottom of the league as well. So I think, like most football leagues, that's the most important thing. That's why it's very important that we finish the respective leagues off around Europe, and we finish La Liga off. It's because we want to know who's going to win the league, who's in the Champions League spaces next year, who's going to get relegated and go to Segunda B, who's going to come up. And that's the most exciting thing. You know, I've been watching the Bundesliga like most people on this call at the moment, and we just can't wait now for more football to come on, and La Liga's next in line, and we just hope that they play the games. The games are of very good quality, and of course there's no repercussions afterwards. We hope everybody stays fit and healthy, and then we can move on until getting to the league finished. I think that's the most important thing.
Before the question, a quick reminder, because some journalists were a bit late, so just remind you that we will share with you a video with the highlights of this press conference when we finish, and that you have the chance to ask in our chat to our La Liga Santander ambassadors. We have former players from Atlético de Madrid, Sevilla, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, Málaga, Villarreal. So, and thank you all the journalists for sending the question. Okay, I have a new one for Fernando Sanz from Hong Kong, Singtao Sports. What is the meaning of La Liga restarts to the society? What's the meaning La Liga restarts to the society? Oh yeah, it's important as well for everyone.
Yeah. First of all, La Liga and football is a positive force in a difficult times, no? And La Liga matches bring, entertainment, excitement, and the possibility to meet friends and family, around a football match, no? In your home, in a bar, etc. So I think for the society is, very important, no? Very, very important. La Liga is coming back, and the possibility to be with your friends and all of this stuff.
Okay, I was reading the question. We have another one. Super Sport, South Africa, for Kanouté. What did you miss the most during this period without football? I mean, all about football. You miss football entire concept, right? All the matches of LaLiga, I guess.
What I missed the most with this period without football was football.
Yes, all the matches of LaLiga, right?
Yeah, but La Liga, obviously. So I'm happy. You know, we're very happy to start again with La Liga, because we know, like, some leagues, like in France, for example, they decided to stop. Some people were complaining even that they took a decision a little bit too early, because there was, like, the situation was improving and so on. Obviously, I'm not in a situation, in a position to say, to speak on in terms of the health situation worldwide and so on. But apparently in Spain, things are going much better now, so we're really happy about this situation. And so I think it's quite reasonable to be able to start La Liga pretty soon, and I can't wait for that. I can't start with a better game than Sevilla Betis, so I'm looking forward to that.
A question for Luis Garcia, Al Raya Qatar. What advice would you give to the players that are going to restart the tournament?
To the players, well, I guess all of them are all professional, but it's true that in the first games it's going to be very tough for them, because now because of the heat, even though most of the games are quite late at night, so that's going to be an advantage. But it's true that, like all the guys were saying before, 3 months, all the players, we've been all players, and knowing that after 2 or 3 weeks it's already difficult to do a pre-season. There is not going to be friendly games because there is no time, so fitness-wise it's going to be very difficult to adapt to this new situation. So the first couple of games, of course, give 100%, but be very careful and take all the measures to try to don't get injured, because if not, you're going to miss the rest of the season and probably the start of the next season. So the most important is safety. Take all the measures that La Liga have set because of the COVID-19. And also, once you are on the pitch, keep 100%, but always being very careful to don't have a major injury.
Luis, now I have you there. At the beginning, I missed a question for you. That was my question about the Aplauso Infinito. We didn't have, because we were having some technical problems, and I was checking what was going on, and I forgot to ask you, what is Aplauso Infinito? Let's take advantage. We have so many media, and let's explain this nice project of La Liga.
No, like you said, it's a fantastic project. I think in this situation where fans cannot be in the stadiums, La Liga have created this fantastic project where there's going to be a website, aplausoinfinito.es, that is going to be able for all the fans around in all the world, so they can send an applause, and that applause is going to get together. So La Liga is going to create a whole applause that is going to be in honor of all the people that have been working so hard during this crisis, and it's going to be played in all the stadiums of La Liga in the minute 20. So at the end, you can see that most of the fans have support and are going to make at least, or are going to be able to live and send their support to all their teams. So it's going to be a fantastic to see and to hear from the stadiums in the minute 20 all this applause from all the supporters around the world.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice project. Yeah, I saw Christian Karembeu doing an aplauso. So Christian, you got a question? I have many for you. Let me check. My sport, Myanmar. Who will be the players beyond Messi and Cristiano in the future of football? I mean, players in the future of football, new stars, rising stars of La Liga. Which player we have to look like carefully?
Ansu Fati.
El micro. You are in mute, Christian. Le microphone.
Christian is on fire, huh? He's on fire today.
No,
Christian.
because the host should make the micro, not myself. So I was saying about Kylian Mbappe, because he's already a world champion. He's
Good morning.
You are laughing. Come on, don't stop me. Yes, Kylian Mbappe, because he already gave us something extraordinary as a world champion, as a champion in France already twice. So far, he will be, I think, the next Pele. Pele himself has said that also.
Fernando, anything to add or correct or?
After Christian, no, everything is clear.
Everything is clear.
Okay. Steve McManaman, a question from Soccer Laduma, South Africa. This stop can benefit more clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona because they have players coming back from injuries. This is a question that we have received from other countries as well. So.
Yes, I think it will benefit them, to be very honest. They have, as I mentioned before, they've got numerous players who were injured who are now fully fit. I think it's the same for the top teams in all the top leagues, to be honest, as in if you're at the top of the league, it normally means you have the best squads. It normally means you have the biggest squads. You have more quality than everybody else. That's why you're at the top and you're able to sustain yourself. So the fact that now you've had 2 or 3 months for everybody to get fit, and that surely will benefit the likes of, it certainly will with Real Madrid, because we know that they've had Eden Hazard's injured, who's been injured for a long time, off and on. We know Asensio's been injured. If anything, everybody seems to be fit and well now, and I think that will certainly benefit them. And likewise, the bigger teams will all probably get an advantage all across Europe in these circumstances.
Diego Forlan, a question from UOL Sport Brazil. What can the American leagues learn from LaLiga's return experience? You're in mute, Diego. The microphone. Yeah.
Okay.
Restart, please.
Yeah, a lot. For us that we're watching everything that is happening there in Europe, and try not to make those mistakes. It's the same in this case about the football. It's about life and also about football. And now that the league is gonna start, for us it's really good because all the people here from the government is looking up to LaLiga and to see all the protocols, all the kind of things that the players and people and the people all around football are doing. So if the LaLiga is gonna start as well as Bundesliga start a couple of weeks ago, it tells that things are going really well and it's going to be good for all of us.
Gaizka Mendieta, a question from the Philippines, ESPN 5. How important is for the morale of the locals in Spain for the La Liga to restart, being it hit hard by the pandemic? I think we all are really happy of having finally football. Yeah,
I think it's really exciting news, but not only for the Spanish people, which, like you said, they've been hit really hard with this pandemic and they're still trying to recover and get through it. Because it means things are getting better, having football back, it means having things are getting better. The government is doing things in order to try to get this new normality back to the lives of the people in Spain, and especially in the morale. But again, it's not only in Spain, I think it's a general feeling that you get when you see football getting back in our lives. Means that things are progressing, are going in the right direction, and the morale for the people that is struggling, that is been through so much, is positive news for all of us really, not all of them, all of us.
Kanouté, Goal.com Africa. We have the African media on fire asking many questions. Which African players are you excited about seeing in action as La Liga makes its return?
Well, there are a few very exciting players in my opinion. I really like Thomas from Atletico Madrid. I think he's a player that is going to keep improving, and maybe, there were even some rumors of him living in other clubs and so on. We hope to keep him in La Liga as long as possible. I would say Nesiri as well from Sevilla, because I think he's an exciting player. He's a striker, he's tall, he's quick, he's really agile, despite of his height. He's very agile, and hopefully he's going to score many goals for Sevilla. So yeah, I would say these two players.
Okay, I have a last question for Forlan, and during when he is doing his answer, I would like you to think in a message that you would like to send to the La Liga fans in the world, because we have media now from Europe, Africa, Asia, United States, from Brazil, so they will give your message to the fans. So think about what would you like to tell them. And Forlan, Don Quindi, sorry, I'm not pronouncing properly the names of the media. Some of them are not easy. Don Quindi from China. Do you think the return of La Liga now can be thought as a new season start?
No, because you know, the leagues is already started, and you see, you know, the two teams playing for the league, like Real Madrid and Barcelona. Then there are 6 teams playing for the Champions League place, and also for those that playing for relegation. Like Steve said before, it's going to be good for those players, and maybe I'm not saying a restart, but it's going to be lucky for them to have the opportunity to end the league, because if the league was you know, going as it was before, maybe they wouldn't have that chance. So for them, maybe it's going to be like a restart, but for the other ones, it's going to try to finish the job and try to do the best for the teams.
Yeah. A message for the fans. Luis, what can we say to our fans?
That they enjoy. La Liga is back and is more excited than ever. I mean, we have so many good games coming up, starting from the derby Betis Sevilla. I think is one of those special ones, and hopefully they enjoy it, and nothing else. La Liga is back.
Frédéric Kanouté, what can we tell them?
La Liga is definitely back with I mean, a very exciting game, as I said, and we all said early on, with Sevilla Betis on the 11th. So just tune in, everybody. Just enjoy, relax, and it's gonna be fun, and we're all happy to be back.
Steve McManaman.
Yeah, I think it's important to say to all the people, thank you for your patience, because it has been very hard, no matter what country you are around the world. A lot of people have been affected, but I know, of course, if we're talking about the fans in Spain, you know, a lot of people have had a very hard lockdown. It's been very difficult for some people. But we're now looking forwards. We can afford to be positive. We're looking forward to this game, and as I said before, we hope this game, the first game, Sevilla Betis, what an incredible game to kick sort of the new season off to a certain extent. But let's hope that everybody, you know, behaves, everybody stays fit, and more importantly, everybody stays healthy, and we can finish this league and start afresh when the new league begins again in September, October. I think that's the most important thing. We don't want to step back, and we don't want another lockdown. We want to keep on moving forward, keep on being positive, and really and start to enjoy the football again. And you know, I'm incredibly excited for it to begin, and I've enjoyed the Bundesliga, but I'm really looking forward to La Liga, because it's something more important for me.
Fernando.
Yes, the best competition in the world is coming. So we bring for our fans the best football clubs in the world, the best football players. So you have to enjoy. But as
ambassadors,
as McManaman,
Santander ambassadors, that is true. Diego, a message for our fans.
Well, as a fan, you know, I'm really happy. I'm really happy to see, you know, the channel and see live, because always, you know, it's always repetition. So it's coming the best league of the world and in the world, and with so great players, teams, and so great games, exciting games, playing for relegation, Champions League place, and also for the titles. So, you know, it's going to be nice to enjoy and come some happiness to your house.
Christian Karembeu, last message for our fans.
No.
Because they were.
no way.
Do you hear me?
He said everything.
Steve, what would think Karembeu is saying? Would think he's saying La Liga, Santander is back, La Liga Smart Bank is back to win and enjoy, right?
I think that's what I think you've got it perfectly spot on, Inez. Yes, that's what he was trying to say.
Okay, thank you. Gaizka Mendieta, a last message for our fans.
Well, I think mostly is to enjoy the fans. It's been really tough over 2 months this part of the world, and La Liga is back. So it's a positive news. It's something that we will have to enjoy. For those like Steve and myself living in the UK, it's even free, so there's no excuse to miss any game. So yeah, just enjoy. La Liga is coming with a fantastic game. So it's the best presentation, the best restart we could wish and we could have for La Liga.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we don't have any more time. We have to finish. I'm sorry that some media couldn't ask, but we received many questions, but we don't have more time. But thank you for your patience. Apologize for the technical problems. It's the new reality. We have to adapt to the new time. Thank you very much first to the La Liga Santander ambassadors for spending this nice time with us. And also, thank you very much to all the journalists for sending the question, for joining. I remind you, we will see each other in television next week, Thursday, 11th June. Sevilla Betis, finally. Football is back. La Liga is back. As I mentioned, La Liga is back. Enjoy and see you next week. Bye. Un abrazo y un beso a todos. Bye bye.
Bye.
Hey, chicos.
Chao.